I'm Renee, and welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. We're leaving. No! Wait, I can just return. Yeah, there we go. I'll be doing most of our research online. You never know what kind of weird biases the folks writing these books might have. Whatever you find online might be biased too, you know? Which is why we cross-reference things. That's a good idea, though. That is a good idea. I'm returning right where we left off last time. Yep. Yeah, you're right. And it's good to cast a wide net. Guess the books are up to me and Renee. Reading awaits. I might do the annoying. There's no coal mines because the creepy man was a co-worker. That looks so creepy. Falls into retirement at age of 50 due to war injury from his time in Indian wars, exacerbated by his short stint in serving as a captain of the Confederacy. Silas Scarlet was also lost his two eldest sons to the bloodiest wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Hi, Kitty. What do you want? Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Managed to evade coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. That's not a good thing. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with expensive stone buildings, bustling Main Street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet Estate that was until 1889 the largest and finest feat of architecture in this region. Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and death of over 160 men and boys, as well as some as young as 10. Do not eat plastic. No. Time for you to go, sweetie. Time for you to go. No. You're going. Sweetie, no. You can't stay. I'm in the middle of something. The casualties included Andrew Jackson Scarlet's eldest son Theodore, who had taken over his aging father during the bustle of the war. His brother Enoch V. Scarlet managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. Okay. Silas Scarlet, soldier, woodsman, and leader. Appalachian folk monsters. Few entries catch your eye. Oh, Wampus Cat, Tommy Knockers, and immaculate cave-dwelling creatures primarily known for causing mischief. Tail Loophole, a small creature with long tail and wide yellow eyes. I might look at that. There was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both of their stomachs were empty. The hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. A small creature had gotten into the cabin through the hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he had drawn his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. But it was quick and ran back through its hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail shot off by the hunter's rifle. Guess this'll have to do, he said to his dog, and threw the tail into the pot to cook a soup. He and his dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled into a bed, satisfied, and his dog curled up at his feet. You are a hassle. You know that, right? You are a drama queen. He woke up to the sound of long nails scrabbling across wood. His dog was nowhere in sight, only a rumpled spot on the covers where it had been, and in the gloom he saw two big yellow eyes staring right at him. "I want my Talupo," a high hoarse voice croaked from the darkness. "Go away!" he screamed at the thing. But it stepped closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across hardwood floor, accompanying its wood movements. "I want my Talupo," the creature growled again. "I'll get my dog after you," the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear. There was no dog to be seen. "I want my Talupo." Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretching out towards the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning all that remained of the hunter, his dog and his cabin, was a chimney, standing alone in the woods. How did anyone know what happened then, if there was nothing left? Sure, Wambus cat. Often linked to Chekari. I'm sorry, that was butchered. I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Legends, some state of Wambus cat as originating with the story of a woman who sought vengeance against a monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down and by wearing a bobcat mask tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of their region from its evil. Others say that the creature comes from a story of a woman who wore a pelt of a wild cat to witness a forbidden hunting rites. The hunters of her village gathered to perform the rites, and she watched in secret from underneath the cat's pelt. But it was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into a creature that was neither human or cat. Forced to wander the wilderness alone, feared by all. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Women can't see the sacred hunting rites. Fun. Her cause are those of great sadness, and serve as a warning to anyone who dares to go against tradition. Well, I'm not dead yet. Wow, that was a disappointing story. Tommyknockers originated in the Cornish mythology, spread into the United States when the Cornish immigrants began working in the Appalachian mines. They are named for the knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a bit of a warning. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers to support the mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to be still inside. They're traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are the spirits of dead miners, forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. You are done here. You close the book and put it back. I suppose we'll look at the soldier book. Silas Everett Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of the 12 siblings. Wow, that's a lot of siblings. Who grew up in the eastern North Carolina during a tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the army in 1860. No, not 60, 36. Ugh. Numbers, man. Hard to read. He quickly rose through the ranks, and in part due to his father's connections, but also due to a particular ruthlessness, for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet. The federal government granted now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War, and he settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become the Scarlet Hollow. But it started as a simple log cabin built by Silas's own two hands, occupied by his family of 10. Silas, his wife Mary Joseph Scarlet, and their 8 children. logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hills, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put on the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. Thus, he had all the resources to found the Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. You're finished with this one. Okay. Now let's check in. Alright. That was nice. That was a bit of history. I wanted to know that. Alright, if we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here. But not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history with those. What about y'all? Did you find anything? Hi! You're pretty. Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the tables. Stella quickly slams her book shut. Hey Pixel. You might want to close your book. He loves to rip up any paper he can find. Pixel, my dear friend, it's been way too long. How have you been? Hungry? Did Stella bring the good stuff? Ha, don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats. Yeah, snack time. Munch, 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 munch. Oh, sorry if Pixel's bothering y'all. I hope he hasn't gobbled up any of your books. He can't stand the thought of that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. Hey Pixel, do you... what? Yes, hey Pixel. What do you think about the monsters we saw in the woods? I'm an indoor cat. I don't know anything about no woods. I just hang out in the library, especially now their house got haunted. Pixel says your house is haunted. What's up with that? It's her face. Her face. How did you know? Renee is either psychic or she can really talk to animals. It's a long story. No comment. We've been living in the library for a little bit. It's been great. Way more snacks. Way more scritches. Sometimes there's too much scritches. Hold up, what kind of haunting are we talking about here? Unexplained noises, objects appearing in strange and unfamiliar places. Aw, Oscar, don't get her hopes up like that. Nothing like that, sorry. The floor in my bedroom just keeps seeping blood. And I've seen a strange figure in the hallway a couple of times. It's like, oh no. It's no worry. Don't worry about it. There's just blood seeping into my floor. Yeah, that's much better. Wait, you've seen a full body apparition? Can I see it? Stella, it's probably just a dirty pipe or something. Blood. But what if it's a ghost? Let's bust it. I'm with Kanika. It's worth looking into. You all are more than welcome to check it out. Maybe tomorrow night. Yes, we'll be there. Yeah, that sounds like fun way to spend an evening. Can't wait to get spooked by some creaky pipes. No, let's leave Pixel be. I will not call him a paper shredder. That's just mean. The cat curls up on the table, fast asleep, and he's adorable. I love him already. Alright, I would better get back to shelving. Let me know if you all needs anything. Any luck with Rosalina? Well, how would you have any luck with Rosalina? We've been here the entire time. What was a nuclear? Do you think there's a cult here? What? 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 Okay, I have a feeling that we're gonna have to say... I want to say this. Like, I think I'm gonna say this because Rosalina is getting mentioned so much. I didn't expect her to get mentioned that much. What a nuclear incident. You were talking about that Gold Explorer thing, right? Yeah, apparently in the 60s, B52 carrying a live warhead broke up midair and dropped a couple of bombs. Great, fascinating bit of history there. The first 2 bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but later it came out that the only thing preventing detonation was a single electric switch which failed to trigger the descent. And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. And you still live here? Right. It's conventional explosive disintegrated in the mid-air, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. I'm sorry, did you say they buried it? You need something dug up? If so, I'm a gal. I don't think disarming nuclear bombs is part of our skill set. So the nuke made the ditchlings. Because what would do so many ditchlings here? Oh my god, they're screwed. No, I don't think disarming is part of our skill set. Absolutely not. Also, Goldsboro is almost 400 miles from here. I think we're good. I'm just saying, you never know with radiation. We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you, it doesn't make monsters, and 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own. They're 100 miles away and kill us here. Actually might. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up. I've missed this. Oh, do you think there's a cult here? Do you think there's a cult? They're almost like they're trying to cover nudist. No. Awfully suspicious. They look at me so worried. Why do everyone looks so worried? Dude. Her face. Oh my god. Maybe ditchlings were summoned. Ah, my god. Those cops were awfully suspicious last night. Really weird combination of being dismissive and trying to pin things on me. I don't know, it just feels like a cover-up. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Though I'm not sure they have it in them to be a part of a cult. Definitely. I don't think we're capable of putting in the effort. I don't think they're capable of putting in the effort. Veins of Scarlet. Did you just kick the wall? Sweetie, are you alright? So, but the coal mine's here. Can he go? Visibly shudders. I get cold sweats just thinking about being in a place like that. I feel sorry for the guys who work up there. I could never. Speak for yourself. I love a good crevasse. Oh my god. Stella! A union-busting mine collapsed from poor working conditions. Colony shocked. What happened after? I don't think I need to be sassy. What happened after the mine collapse? The book just kind of closes over there. There was a union for a bit, but it didn't last. There's not a whole written about the past century here. Yeah, the Scarlet Hollow mine isn't exactly most ethically run business. No offense or anything, I'm sure Tabby runs the mines better than Charles Shaw ever did. Still hasn't let the union in though. There's a reason she and I don't talk. You guys have such lot to bone to pick with Charles Shaw. That's what happens when someone directly causes monumental disaster, especially in a small town like this. People doesn't just spit when they can hear your name. He got run out of town on a rail, you know. And that's not a figure of speech. Back then, they actually tied you to a rail and ran you out of town. There's a big mural over it on the far wall. He got off easy, if you ask me. I mean, he killed a bunch of people. Wayne seems sick. How they tied in. But town is important. The whole town is... what do we want to say? I don't want to say that. Foretell another collapse. It could be that. Jeez, that's morbid. Besides, it was all Charles Soule's fault. The labor market is way more strict now. There's no way you could get away with that kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. Writing it down on the list of potential disasters. Y'all don't think the mine is actually going to collapse, right? No, I don't think so. Phew, had me worried there for a second. I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is safer now than it was back then. Still, what a horrible thought. You never know. I feel like this has to be a bigger disaster than just a couple 100 people dying, which is a horrible thought, but last time there didn't seem to be ditchlings. I do want to find Silas? Let's just do that. So, Silas Scarlet, rich guy in the south? I should have known it wouldn't be pretty. What? Because you're a product of different time. We're talking about self-made man. Seems like a great dude. No, I get it. Nah. Different time. No. Should have known it wouldn't be pretty. I figured all money from the south wouldn't be great, but he sure did some things to get where he was, huh? That book is a perfect example of why you should multiple sources for your research instead of trusting the first thing you read on a subject. That dude was a monster. The mines made a lot of money during the Civil War too, and you can probably guess which side of a North Carolinian business owner would be working for. Sorry, you're related to him. Here for retribution? No. It's been a burial ground situation now. This town is pretty stuck in the past and built on atrocities. It's already practically collapsing on itself. Animals, creatures in the woods. It's all relevant to what's happening right now. I agree. We're talking about ancient history here. Yeah, we probably have better leads. Never hurts to have a historical context. Do Wayne factors into any of this? That creeps who keeps coming around my mom's tea room. He snuck up on her last and called Renee by name. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with him. Maybe he's sick. Maybe that has something to do with what you saw last night in the woods. I don't know. I would buy it. Any luck with Rosalina? Not yet. I knew a teen would be a handful, but I didn't think it would happen overnight. I'll probably head out once you've all done and check in her usual home. Else, we should. Let's talk about the Appalachian folk monsters. Mountain lions, ditchlings are tommyknockers. What with the warning thing? Good thought, but tommyknockers live in the mines, not that's like their whole thing. I'm gonna write it down though. Tommyknockers is literally just a sound that happens when a bunch of rocks and woods are about to collapse. Are they? Or are they the sound of mystery creatures pounding on the rocks and support beams with the hammers to cause a collapse? There's simply no way to know. Used to tell me, oh, that's interesting enough. I can't believe I forgot that one. It scared me so bad I didn't eat soup for years. I thought a monster might try and dig it out of my stomach if I did. I love that one. This old chimney in the woods I used to think was the chimney from Tailable, the one that was left after the thing did whatever it did. Now I know it's just because chimneys don't burn down and wooden houses do. That doesn't mean it's not the chimney from Tailable. I've camped out there a couple of times and seen pretty spooky stuff. Yeah, I watched that video. You saw raccoons. You're gonna get rabies one of these days, chasing after wildlife like that. So cute. But What can I say? I like to live on the edge. Could be mountain lions. Yes, let's move on. Do you think, why don't we just help look out for old Selena? If there's a missing kid in town, that's probably way more important than whatever else we would be doing. Just to clarify, I don't think she's missing, just hanging out with her friends and ignoring her old man. Not that I don't appreciate your concern. I don't even know where would look aside from that old Maxwell place. I love that the teens are capitalized. Teens even like to do these days. You don't have to worry about checking up on her there. I'm going out there myself once I finish shoving. Just let me know if you run into her while you're out. There's an awful lot of mine stuff in my notes. Maybe that should be our next stop. We can poke around and find out if anyone's seen anything weird. Just to clarify, we're suggesting we go to questions of minors, right? We are not poking around unprepared in actual mines, right? Right. Yeah, totally. 100%. I would never. If we don't even have a good reason to go down there. You totally thought about it. I thought we were going to go there too. Good. Let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about mines. I love her face. I promise, Neeks. We're just going to question some of the minors. Minors? I feel like it's the minors. And if that question gives us any good reason to poke around, say a cool abandoned coal mine, we could cross that bridge when we come to it. You can cross that bridge when we come to it. I am not going underground. I'm just messing with you. We'll stick to the surface. And hey, maybe we'll luck out and run into Rosalina while we're looking around. Okay, good. Hopefully we can find out what happened to Wayne while we're at it. I get it. Doesn't really matter what I say here. So we're gonna go with your plan. Oh my god. Ouch. Ouch. It just makes sense to start there. We can make it quick, just a few questions with the miners and we'll be done with it. The fate of the town might rest on our shoulders after all. The only problem is Tabitha. She's not exactly going to be thrilled to see us snooping around the mines. We can be sneaky. I'll make sure to be a good lookout. She'll never know we're even there. Look at us, we all capered together. I miss this. I missed it too. I mean, sure, it's not the best under best circumstances, but I was so wrapped up in running the store I didn't even realize how much I missed being able to hang out with you. Though, there is something missing. Reese. Oh, I really miss that dude. I can't believe how long it's been since we last seen each other. Have you seen him lately? Nope. I tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. I didn't realize it was getting so bad. That poor guy. You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. He seems excited to meet Renee. Maybe we'll finally get him to leave his little cave. Yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. Alright, let's roll out. See ya, Oscar. I'll let you know if we run into Rosalina. Thanks, guys. I'll keep you posted. Alright. Reese's home stands at the edge of a forest wall, isolated buffer cushioning the rest of the town for an unending wilderness. And this is where I leave this episode. Thank you for watching. I enjoyed this. Again, it's a very good game. And something. Subscribe, like, comment. The usual. Thank you. Bye.